Episode of Culinary Kits for Kids. Today we have some super duper special guests. One of our biggest sponsors, Whataburger. If y'all want to introduce yourselves to everybody.
Hi, I'm Abby.
This is Wada Guy. I'm Jessica.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm so excited that they're going to be cooking with us today. So, Abby, what ingredients do we have today?
Okay, so we're making a roasted eggplant pasta. So we have our eggplant, a zucchini, lemon, parsley, thyme, olive oil, salt and pepper, garlic, and pasta. And then our pasta water with oil inside.
Yes, so the first step that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to prep our zucchini. That way it's done and it's out of the way. So I will let Abby show you how she cuts. Did I say zucchini? I'm sorry, everybody. I meant eggplant. We're going to cut the eggplant, y'all.
Okay, make sure y'all have a kid knife. This is an adult knife.
You do it. I got it. I'll cut that part out. Now, some of you may be thinking, like, eggplant, that's kind of weird. But if you've been to our distributions lately, usually towards the end of summer, through fall, and even part of winter, we do get a lot of eggplants in, and even sometimes in the spring. So if you come here, you'll probably see that you're getting a lot of eggplant. So we wanted to give you an opportunity to make something new. You can make your standard ratatouille, but I would recommend giving this recipe a try. It's really, really good. And give eggplant a shot, right? I used to not be too fond of it, but if I bake it the way we're doing it, it's so good, y'all. It has so much flavor, such great texture. And it doesn't have to be perfect the way you cut it. You can cut it as thin, you can cut it as thick as you want. You can shred it using like a cheese grater. You can even chop it up really fine. It's really up to you. If you have, if you're very sensitive to textures and you have like, maybe you're more sensitive to sensory, to your senses, you may want to cut it up a little bit smaller. Just so that there's not too big of the chunks in there. But eggplants have a lot of fiber in them, and these are a super heart-healthy veggie. So we've cut up our eggplant. I keep wanting to call it zucchini, y'all. I'm sorry. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to transfer these to our prepared baking sheet. You can add parchment paper, you can add foil, or you can just do oil. And then once we place all of the eggplant, we're going to drizzle with some oil. I chose olive oil. Really, you can use any oil that's in your cabinet. And then we'll mix it up. And then before we put it in the oven, we're going to move to a second step. Okay, so now we're going to move on to prepping our garlic.
So we're going to take our garlic, we're going to put it on this aluminum foil sheet, kind of in the center. We're going to take our oil and we're going to drizzle it on the garlic. Kind of keep it in the middle. And then we're going to make a ball out of it.
If you make a mess, that's okay. You can always add a little bit more oil if some of it comes off. You can always use multiple foil pieces. And you can always ask your parent or guardian for help. Another way is you can, in a small bowl like that white one, you can put the foil and then put it in there and it helps you to form it a little bit easier. And then we're gonna add it to the baking sheet with our eggplant. And then we're gonna go ahead and bake this at 450 degrees for 25 to 35 minutes. And then whenever we come back, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next step. Okay, so we have everything in the oven and we're ready for the next step. What are we doing?
We are going to be cutting the zucchini. So we're gonna cut off the ends to both sides. Put those away. And then we're gonna take a potato peeler and do thin layers until it's all gone. Okay.
It's a little tricky. You can use a mandolin, but please have your parents do it. Those things are so dangerous. Or you can use your knife and just cut them as thin as you can. Yeah, that's perfect. Then she cut it nice and thin. As you can see, it is super paper thin, y'all. I don't even think it's 1/10 of an inch. So she's gonna keep doing that, and then whenever we come back, that will be prepped and our water will be ready to cook our pasta. Alrighty, everybody. So we cooked our eggplant. Came out. We cooked it a little bit longer because we wanted it to have that nice brown char. And then we're gonna move on. Oh, and cooked our pasta. You do get linguine. You can use whatever pasta you want. With this one, I did have to boil it for about close to 10 minutes. And I did add oil to the water so that the pasta wouldn't stick. But we're gonna move on to the next step.
Our parsley, our thyme, and our salt and pepper, and then we're gonna mix it all into one bowl. Mix that around. And then the next step is to mash the roasted garlic with the fork, and there's also some olive oil in there.
And whenever you take your garlic out of its pouch, you can literally just dump it into a bowl because we're going to we want to keep the oil that it roasted in. It adds not only to flavor, but it makes it a little bit easier to mash our garlic. And you'll notice it is a little chunky. If you don't like that, again, as soon as you get it out of the oven, you can put it in a food processor or a blender and you can puree it.
Look very mushed together like that, and then next it says to grab your lemon and to squeeze a little bit of juice and whisk it together. Take the squeezer. Just a little bit in there. And then we're going to get the mixture that we did before, put that in there, and then whisk it all together.
It smells so good.
Okay, and then next, cook pasta to a large bowl. Add the zucchini ribbons.
And this is the part where you get to play chef. You get to make it look as beautiful and Michelin star worthy as you'd like, or you can just throw it in a bowl. Same thing, it's okay, right? And feel free to add more oil on top if you want it to be a little bit more of a wet pasta. So yes.
Okay, and now we're going to take the eggplant as well and kind of toss it in there.
And feel free to not add all of the eggplant. You can add as much or as little as you like.
And it's gonna look nice and pretty like this. And then we're gonna add our mixture and just drizzle it all over.
Forgot the pasta water.
And it'll look something like this.
And I forgot to add the pasta water, y'all. It's very important that you save some of your pasta water to the side. But since I didn't save it, you can add a little bit of water or you can add some oil. We're gonna add a little bit of oil and then our pasta will be done. And so here's the final product. Our Whataburger team did such an amazing job. It smells so good, y'all. And so I hope y'all enjoy and happy cooking.